Ah, there it is. Oh, that's a square one. Who's... Mark, can I borrow that, please?
Yes, mate.
Hello everybody, hope you're well. It's staying dry and looking beautiful. So we're going to make the most of it and get these lintels on, which I've just picked up from a place that you might find familiar. So stick around for that because you might be interested in this. Right on the back of the van, get them up, get them on. There's Mark. Hello Mark. Nice wave. We can't film Mark doing anything embarrassing because he's got a group of friends that keep snipping bits of these videos together with him and sending it to him and not being very pleasant to you, are they? No, he's all cried about this morning, all sorts. So they keep trolling him. So we've got to, make sure if he falls over, make sure I don't film it. Fingers crossed. Right, let's get him on. Right then, apologies for the dodgy camera angle, but we've got to make do with what we've got. So for those of you who don't know, when you are ordering a lintel, you measure your opening, and then when you're au fait with your tape measure, you measure the gap that you've got, and then you add 300mm, because you need 150mm bearing each side, and then you find a lintel which best suits that opening. In which case, this is 3 metres plus 300. We want a 3.3. Do they sell a 3.3? I'm not too sure. It might be a 3.5 or something, in which case, obviously, always go bigger. Don't have a smaller bearing than 150mm. But in this case, these lintels, and we'll show you where you got them from a little bit later on, they are from an over order from the job that I got them from, and these are 3.9, so these are massive. These are way oversized for what we need, but we're going to use them. Being too big isn't a problem. So all I'm going to do now then is fill up the frogs on the front, make sure they're nice and full, and then just put a skim of compo on your outer leaf, and then you put your bed on the back. And if the lintels tilt a little bit forwards, that's absolutely fine, don't worry about it. But you don't want a big bed on the front. I will show you why when I bring the camera around a little bit later on, once they're on. So let's get these on then, and we'll show you. Ow, scrape me knee. Okay, drag. Hang on. Okay. 2, 1.
This shouldn't be so bad.
We're okay.
Let's push the brick on.
Right, 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah. Okay, so I'll put my side up first, I think, mate, if I can. Oh shit, it's caught me coat. Moment of truth. How good is our laser level? Pretty darn good. Captain Perfectus. Crikey. Bloody hell, as soon as I press record, that's gone. Right then. Here he is, look. That was a mad hour. The scaffolders phoned and said, can we come round now? So, yeah, fine. So we've had to get out of the way. We've got ourselves established in here. I'll turn you around. I'll show you what we've been up to and what we're going to be doing for the rest of the day. As you can see, we've got one more course on there. That is because we need one course of block over these lintels in order to clear them, which means then the sides need to be up to at least the same height. There's no point it being any lower. So we've done the sides first. I'm going to run the line in now, get the back of these lintels all filled in, then get the wall plate on, and I'll explain to you more about the wall plate, what it actually does and how you fit it and all that nonsense. in a minute. But you may notice I've got a full block that side, and then I've got a block and a bit that side. So how have I worked that out? Well, you laugh at me if you want, if only you knew how much I ain't bothered. I got one of these, and they're ace, man, for things like that. Yes, it's a tape measure, but with, you can just show you, millimetres at the bottom, and then it's got brickwork setting out at the top. So that 1, 2, 3, consider that's courses. So that'll be every 75mm, it's metric. And then you've got half, and you've got the full block there, that one there, that's a 1 block, and all that sort of stuff. So to save getting a ugly cut in the middle here, got my tape across, and it said, well, it's 14 and a bit. That's going to be 14th, and that's my bit. And it's just all right, man. It just helps you out. They're good. I like them. Yeah, there we go. I wouldn't set out with it purely because the brick sizes are different, aren't they? So if that says it's 20 bricks long, if the bricks are small, you might be better off closing your joints, and then you might then be able to close up 100mm and then return the corner the other way. It might work out best, because if you do set it out, again, let's say 20 bricks, and the bricks are small, then by the time you've built a corner each side or something, you might have big, horrible joints like that. So always dry bond if you're setting out, but whatever. Anyway, it's a good tool to have, I reckon. I like it. It comes with a very nice clip for your belt, which I've lost, but hey ho, there we go. Right then, let's get these blocks on. Case in point to what I was just talking about. Got those on all the way down, did it to the tape, and look, I've got a gap. Because these tapes, and whenever you measure something and you in order to set out, they work on a factor of a block being 440mm plus a 10mm joint, and it'll work on a factor of bricks being 215mm, metric bricks that is, plus a 10mm joint. Well, they're not always like that, are they? These are coming in at 435. In fact, that one's a little bit smaller. And that one is, where are we? That one's bang on, 435. It's only 5mm, not a problem. Times that by 14 that we've got here, and you're quite a bit out. So always, if it's important, which this isn't, so you just move that last block up and put a piece in, not a problem. Brickwork, always dry bond it to see where you are, to see what you're working with. What do you reckon is that, Mark, as a top tip?
Absolutely bang on.
There you go, said the man. Right then, so what is a wall plate? It is a length of timber, in this case it's 4x3. I believe you can use 4x2. I've seen that being used before. On site it was always 4x2, but in the private sector I keep being asked to use 4x3, so that's why that is. And it's a way of attaching the roof to the masonry side of things, and it gets bedded on. This is regulations, by the way. It gets bedded on a bed of compo, get it as nice, as flat and as plumb as possible, and then it creates a lovely flat surface for the roof timbers to go on and get attached to, nail screws, whatever you're using. It doesn't attach the roof to the building. That comes after, and we'll go into that a little bit later on in the episode. So in the morning, at the moment then, we've got our one full length, 4.8, and we've cut our half flap out on this side. Again, that's the way that you have to join wall plates. I'll show you close up in a second. But we don't know why, do we, Mark?
No.
It's always been half lap joints on wall plates. Always done it, not a problem. But I don't know why. So put it in the comments, because once all the roof goes on and you see it all together, you think, why is that so important? I don't know, but there we have it. Why can't you put them together? Anyway, we ain't in charge of that kind of thing. We just do what we're told. So, bed of mortar, nice big bed to get over these lintels, because of the style of this lintel, obviously, as you can see, the block goes inside it, so the metal is higher than the block, and we need to get over that because we need to get this, as I say, nice and flat, nice and plumb. So nice big bed and we'll go for it. And then afterwards, I'll explain to you why it goes on at the heights that we've done it. And yeah, and then we'll move on from there, because then we're ordering the roof, which is exciting, isn't it? Okay, you get an end, and that just butts straight up to that blockwork. There, please. So we've put the big bed on, and now, yes, yeah. So we've got the big bed on, we've got a half lap ready to go, and we've done all the hard work up to this point. Now it's easy street. We've gauged everything as we've built it. We've got lintels on, it's all level, so we're good. So as long as your bed is consistent, which it is, and you've looked at your timber, and just like any normal rafter, you put it crown up, which it is, and you put it down nice and gentle, and then all you'll have to do is go across and give it 3 consistent taps periodically. Did I say that right? Periodically. All the way. And by the shouting, that should be it. We want to plumb it as well. Well, don't want to plumb it off the scaffold, do we, Martin? So there we go, spot on level, but it's got to be, and I should be using my smaller level for this. It's got to be flat as well. This is a flat roof, this is. So when the flat roof comes across, just like this, you want it to be a full contact, your rafter have full contact with the wall plate, like so. But it's timber, it's 4.8 metres long. It can twist, you've got to try your best with it. You're not going to get it, but chances are you're not going to get it absolutely perfect through its entire length. But if you make the effort, it will be noticed further on down the line. For instance, I've just levelled it there. Now I've levelled it here. Now I've probably knocked that at a level. You know, what can you do? You can only do so much. Right then, one wall plate installed. Easy, isn't it? Especially when you haven't got any heights to marry up to or anything like that. Just get it up, get it on, get it flat, get it level. That's the half lap joint, not bad for a brick 8. That's going to have to do now anyway, it's on. And there we have it. And as I said earlier, that in no way means that once the roof is on, that the roof is attached to the building. To do that, we need to install these ceiling straps or wall straps, whatever you want to call them. And they just hook over. There's different variations of these, but for this application, it's the type we're going to use. That hooks on, screws into the top of the wall plate, and then drilled and screwed into the wall at various points. Get as many as you can in, just for your own peace of mind. That anchors the wall plate down, and then the roof gets anchored into the wall plate, and it all becomes one. And there we have it. And it's another good reason as well not to use Thermalite, because with these blocks you'll get a much better fixing than you can if you're using Thermalite, which as I say, gives you that bit of peace of mind. We won't put them on yet, because when these rafters come on and onto the wall plate, we don't want them to be in the way, because I'll be called all sorts of names, nothing I haven't heard before, but we don't want it. So wait for the roof to go on, then put the wall straps on in between the rafters where appropriate. And there we go. There we have it then. Right then. Let's find something else to do. Right then, we've fast forwarded 48 hours, because yesterday it absolutely hammered down. And that was the end of that. So I'm back in today. It's a little bit nicer, very showery and quite cold. A stark reminder that summer isn't quite here yet. I was getting very excited last week. I thought it might be short this week, but alas no. Right then, I'll turn you around, I'll show you a couple of things, and then we'll have a trip down memory lane to where I got them lintels from. we'll start off with answering a couple of your questions regarding this this section here. I didn't insulate it when I built it, and a couple you asked, did you forget? No, I didn't, because it's not supported either side, i.e. it hasn't got a nice strong corner onto it. By putting this insulation in, which is 100mm and 50mm, but it won't stay at 150mm, it'll just want to spread, and it could push out your walls either side, because I was building these up inside and out at the same time, if you remember. So I always leave it out if it's a section that I can insulate at a later date, i.e. I can reach it. Can't reach any of that once that's built, so that's got to be done as you go. This stuff, peace of mind, just do it without and put it in afterwards, which I just have. I've just got to finish that bit up, but I'll do that from the scaffold. And that's that, and that is also why I've left these bits out here as I'm building a corner. Again, it could push this out as I'm building it, so I'll do it retrospectively, and I'll do that bit in a second. And a few of you have also asked that because I've put the insulation at the bottom, i.e. below damp, will that then get wet and draw all the moisture up like a sponge? No, it won't. It's not in contact with the floor, and if there's any water that's going to get through the wall and affect the damp, well, that can happen anywhere, can't it? So, you know, don't worry about it. It's regs anyway, so it's got to be done. Yeah, so just put it in, make sure it can stay there, make sure it's not in contact with the floor, and away you go. And that is basically that. So yeah, rest easy, man, rest easy. Right then, the roof. I've just been around today pottering. I've measured all the windows. I'm going to get them ordered first thing in the morning, but I've ordered the roof because we're having potty joists here that I have used at my house when I did my house renovation. All the videos are on this channel, and I'll put a link to their description, a link to the playlist in the description to this video. So I've been marking up, measuring, ordering exactly what I need, gone through with the customer the size of the roof lantern that's going in it, because it comes as a kit basically, and all this is taken into account from a company called Minera. Again, a link to their place is in the description to this video, and more on them when it all comes. I'll explain everything when it all arrives, and then we'll get it built and we'll show you. And I've just had to transfer, or will have to transfer, the levels from top of that wall plate onto the wall, so I know where to put a salt plate. All that will be in future episodes. But I know what you're thinking. Well, it's going to go from that roof, from that wall plate into the house here. But what happens here? There is no house. We've got to put a ceiling across there to basically emulate the side of the house. That's continued all the way. So then these rafters can go straight across onto that wall plate there. So that's what I'm going to do now as well. I'm going to sort all that out. It's on the drawings as a flitch beam, which I wasn't a fan of, so I've had it changed into a steel, because not only is this roof going into that steel, but that roof is also going into that steel, because that's coming off, because this job isn't just a rear extension, it's actually a wraparound extension, technically, stroke garage conversion, because we're going all the way down the side of the house, all the way to the front, and extending the front, and also building a porch. But this wall, when I say conversion, this wall is actually staying. All will become apparent in future episodes. And just to give you some context of actually what we're actually building, because I haven't actually described it yet. Dining room. I am now in an absolutely massive utility. Walking through, I think I've just gone through the wall into the downstairs bathroom, and then beyond that bathroom there's a storeroom and then an office to build all the way at the front. There's a lot to do. It ain't just this, but right on the far wall of the garage needs to be demolished, a small section of wall. Again, I'll go into that in future episodes. There's the boiler that needs to be moved. It needs to be moved onto a wall that only has just started to exist, and for move that boiler and to continue on the rest of the job, this roof needs to be on. So I'm going to run it like two separate extensions, basically two different phases, which is helped by the fact that this is a flat roof, and that roof, the flat roof that's coming off, is going to be a pitched roof. So it's all to do, which is why I wasn't happy with that being a flitch beam, because this roof's got to go into it and that roof's got to go into it. Nah, so I've had it upgraded to be a steel, my own peace of mind. So right then, all that will come up in future episodes, as I've said. There's lots to get through. I best get cracking. But before all that, do you remember that bungalow that we built?
Well, last June we started this project, an extension on the bungalow, and a few of you have been asking, what does it look like now? Well, I went back and got the lintels, and this is what I found. Doesn't that look fantastic? Everybody involved should be very proud of themselves, they've done a great job. But it was Richard and Corby, formerly of this parish, who had the tall order, shall we say, of building, to me anyway, the most complicated roof system I've ever seen. All different types of roof, all going into the existing. There's a lot to take in and to work out, and did a fantastic job of it. And the roofers have gone behind them and finished it off beautifully. And of course, all videos on this series are on the channel. So if you go to our page, go through our videos, they'll all be there, ready to see. And there's a lot more work to do. We've got to go back. We've got some steps to build, some tarting up to do. So stick with us, and over the course of the year, we'll go back and finish off all the odd jobs, and I'll take some more detailed videos. But just imagine now, being sat more or less anywhere in that house and looking out of any window, looking out over that view. Isn't that fantastic? Absolutely beautiful. Well done everybody involved in this.
Right then, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, if you've made it this far. Hopefully there'll be a video next week. I've got some brickwork to do. Again, just continuing the walls all the way around. Got to go over these lintels. If I can get a video out of that, I will do. But if I can't, there's been a lot of bricklaying so far, hasn't there? So I might just knock it on the head and wait until the roof arrives and have a whole different aspect to the job. We shall see. I'll keep on the edge of your toes for that one. Yeah, so keep up to date on the video posts, on YouTube posts. I'll let you know what's going on, and on Instagram. But until then, take care. See you soon.